Matteo Morocco from Palazzo Tronconi, Italy. He'll be telling me about two of the wines he produces, his biodynamic winemaking process, and of course his fantastic vineyards. Hello Marco, how are you today?
I'm fine, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. It's great to see this blue sky behind you and sunshine.
So Lazio has really evolved as a region, and we have seen some fantastic award-winning wines coming from this area, including yours. Now, I know your main focus is using ancient grape varieties that have been recovered from your region. Can you tell me a little bit more about the grapes you use and your vineyard?
Yes. Actually, my estate is in Lazio region, in the southern part of Lazio, almost by Campania region. We are in Arce, and actually I'm famous because I started after unknown indigenous varieties like Lecinaro, Ulivello, that are red grape, and Maturano, Tavolongo, and Campanaro that are white grape.
Biodynamic wine is increasingly popular and is a hot topic at the moment, which is fantastic news for you. Why do you think this is? Do you think people are looking for, are they becoming more conscious? Are they looking for a purity in what they consume? Why do you think it is?
Indeed. Especially after the COVID pandemic, people start to be more sensitive to this wine, to this issue. For me, and even the selling are increasing day after day.
Why did you choose biodynamics? What made you decide?
I choose to do biodynamic agriculture just because I was at the university, and there I realized that grape production could not going on like this, using all these pesticides that contaminates all the ground. That's why I decided to go at least organic farming. Then in my classroom, I met Simone Noro, that is the son of Carlo Noro, that is the most important biodynamic producer here in Italy. And it's very close to my estate. So he told me about this new approach, and since the beginning, I started with the biodynamic agriculture. So actually, I'm a natural wine producer, and I try to do my best every year, because the philosophy of the firm is to try to produce the best wine, and even in the work in the winery, that we try every year to do. We try to respect the grape even during the vinification.
So I guess you have to be meticulous and careful with every stage of production, from the vineyard to the cellar, and prevention is better than cure. You can't rely on any synthetic chemicals to treat any problems that you may encounter.
I absolutely agree with you. And we try to do actually biodynamic agriculture, take care of the soil. For us, it's very important to take care of the soil, even if upon the soil could be vines, olive tree, other things. For us, the most important thing is the soil, taking care of the soil. And as you said, we don't use any chemicals in the winery. So all the work that we can do is to prevent any problems. To prevent problems, we must do a great job in the vineyard. Producing the best grape. Producing the best grape means for us no problem during the vinification.
Now you have got in front of you a lovely big bunch of Lecinaro. Tell me about this grape.
Lovely.
Lecinaro comes from the Arcese dialect name that in Italian means plum. Actually, just because he has this big berry, this grape has a double use. You can even sell it as an eatable grape used to produce wine. And it's actually the most important grape where I invest everything on Lecinaro, because from Lecinaro I produce this bottle that you can see that is a Zi'Tore, that is just a regular red wine. I produce even a Rosato that is Fradiaure. I even produce a sparkling wine, a pet nut that the name is Giziello. And I produce even a classic method, a champenoise, or a sparkling wine that is Chloe. So actually, I produce many things from Lecinaro. We said that Lecinaro here in Arci is like a pig. You use every part of the pig. The Lecinaro is like that.
Like a pig, I love that. So Lecinaro is a very versatile grape, and actually I'd say that this grape really represents Palazzo Tronconi. It's a symbol of your business. I remember actually when you came to see us a couple of years ago, it seems like ages ago, we had some wine tastings, and Zi'Tore had to be, I think, one of the most popular wines at the time. It was very drinkable, I seem to remember. Marco, can you hold the bottle up so I can see the label, the new label design?
It's the new label. After I changed label, it's 6 months that I changed label. The drawing of the label was made by Berenice, that is actually it's a tattoo artist in Frosinone province, and we decided to put together the new drawing of the labels. Actually, in this label, you can see a donkey that it gets to, I don't know the English name, aratro. How do you say the things that cut the ground?
A plough.
Plough is this donkey that gets into a plough, or a plough that gets into a donkey. You know, something grotesque. You know, a freaky drawing. You know.
I think the labels look great, and I love the fact that you used a tattoo artist to illustrate them. I love that. They're quite ambiguous and very witty, very unique.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And I think all the other labels, all the other labels with this kind of conception, you know, with this kind of idea, try to make a mix between animals and tools that are normally used in the agricultural world.
Right. Tell me about that donkey anyway. That donkey was is that your granddad's donkey, Zi'Tore?
Yes. The name of Zi'Tore in Italian means uncle Tore. My uncle Tore was actually my grandfather, that was known as Uncle Tore from everyone here in the neighborhood, as a way of respect, you know. And so I dedicate to my grandfather this wine and to his donkey, the donkey Tresinella. We used to go together here in Tramonti at sunset. We used to go together during May and June to take care of the vines, me and my grandfather and his donkey.
Lovely story. So Marco, you've not been able to do any wine fairs for the past 2 years, which is a real shame, because I know that you love to take your wines around and you love people trying them. So are you going to open a bottle of Zi'Tore for us? And have you got a glass there so that you can tell us all about it?
If you want, I can take a glass, open a bottle. But I just want to tell you something about the vinification of Lecinaro that I used to used to produce Zi'Tore. Zi'Tore is made by 100% of Lecinaro that normally we harvest at the beginning of October, normally. Now, this year, we already harvested. We are at the end of September. So actually, we do indeed a spontaneous fermentation. We prepare a starter 3-4 days earlier than normal harvest. We wait by the time it starts by itself. And when it starts, the little starter, we organize the harvest. During the day, in a couple of days, we harvest all the Lecinaro, and we used to, for the first part of the vinification, concrete tank. We do fermentation inside the concrete tank. Then we move Zi'Tore inside big oak barrels of 25 hectoliters. It aged there almost 12-15 months. After that, we bottle Lecinaro, and we wait another 12 months by the time that it gets ready to go out on the market. But Lecinaro impressed me. The first time that I tasted Lecinaro was 10 years ago, 11 years ago, when I bought 200 kilo of Lecinaro, and I decided to do a vinification by myself. And I was so impressed by not only for the fruit that come from for the scent of fruit that is typical of this kind of wine, but I was even really impressed by the chocolate and coffee taste that come just after the alcoholic fermentation. Normally, chocolate and coffee come from the aging in the oak barrel, but in this case, was coming out directly after the alcoholic fermentation. It impressed me a lot. That's why I decided to go on with the Lecinaro. Even if after that I planted this new vineyard, I realized all the problems, the issue that you can face treating this kind of indigenous and unknown varieties. But anyway, the result pay me back all the problems that I faced in the vineyard.
When I taste it, I'd say it's very well structured and delicate tannin. This wine, yeah. Definitely very elegant and very tropical. As I said, it was very popular.
Okay, you said that something that is very important, that they are typically my wine, that are very drinkable. Actually, Zi'Tore is a red that is very drinkable, because even if it's got a good alcoholic percentage, it's got even a high concentration of acidity that helps this kind of wine to be drunken in a very easy way. That's why they are really drinkable. There are the whites and the reds.
Yeah.
Actually, I plant the first vineyards the 25th of February 2011.
Marco, how many wines do you produce? And
actually, I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Normally, so I produce Fatia, Fregellae, Mocevo, Zi'Tore, Lauterie, then Fra di Aure, Giziello, Chloe, Adianfora, Doyle, Eva is the sweet one. 11 labels.
Let's talk about Fregellae. Is that how you pronounce it? Fregellae.
Fregellae.
So Fregellae is named after a Roman colony which is very close to your vineyards. And I think as we speak, we have some Cambridge doctors there, some archaeologists who are digging at this moment in time. Have they had a chance to try your wine yet, I wonder?
Actually, I didn't meet these guys. I had no chance to talk with them because I was not here when I started to dig again Fregellae. I hope one day to meet them too, and offer them a glass of my Fregellae.
Absolutely. Which grapes? It's a blend, is it, Fregellae?
Oh, So this is from to the 2018 harvest. Fregellae was a blend of 3 indigenous grapes like Maturano, Capolongo, and Pampanaro. In the year 2019 and 2020, it will be split in 3 different kinds of Fregellae: Fregellae Maturano, Fregellae Capolongo, Fregellae Pampanaro. Instead, in the year 2021, I had to put them together again because for the frost, I have a very small quantity of
Each grape, yeah.
each grape.
And so you,
I had to put it together again.
yeah, okay.
The idea is always to try to propose to my customers just the indigenous grape 100%. But sometimes, you know, God doesn't let me do this. You know, so every year I have to change the recipe. Actually, my importers, they always get crazy with my wines. You know, but natural wines are like that. They change every year, even just because sometimes the harvest, the weather changing, obliged us to change the recipe of the vinification.
Here I have a bottle of Fregellae. It's the old label and it's 2016. Now I have to say in March I opened a bottle of 2015 and I was really surprised. It aged really well and really interesting flavors.
Absolutely, I totally agree with you. Normally, here in Italy, conventional white wine lasts 1 year. You know, just 1 year. And I have many problems with my customers, especially restaurant owner, that I used to get white wine no more older than 1 year. You know, as you said, you still have a 2016. That is actually is perfect now. It's perfect now after 5 years of aging in this bottle. Now I'm selling the 2018. It's almost done. We are in 2021. This wine needs to be aged because if you try to sell them in March or April, after 6 months that you vinify them, they are not ready for the market. They have still have a strong taste, you know, that consumers cannot understand. So they need to be aged a bit, at least 24 months. I want to show you a Capolongo bunch.
Yeah.
That's Capolongo. I think it's the most interesting grape, white grape that I look after, and it's really, really interesting. You know, I'm investing a lot of my vineyard surface on Capolongo because respect the other one, compared to the other one like Pampanaro and Maturano, is the grape for the great white wine.
There aren't many
Sorry?
Sorry, sorry to interrupt you. There aren't many producers that offer this grape, really. There are only a few producers that offer this grape.
Actually, many producers that are close to me, they're investing a lot on Maturano. But in my opinion, Capolongo is the best one. It's the best one. It's the best grape. You know, you can do the best white wine. Instead, Pampanaro the Pampanaro vine is a very generous vine. It produces a lot of grapes with a lot of acidity. So it produces a wine with low alcoholic grade, low in alcohol percentage, and at the same time with a very strong aroma of lemon. You know, it's a very drinkable wine, and normally the consumers like this kind of wine. You know, with very low percentage of alcohol.
Yeah, it's very refreshing, I find, as a wine.
The Maturano have a very strong aroma, a sense of white flower. But the problem of Maturano that has not the strong acidity. You know, in Italy, we are a very big consumer of white wine. Mostly consumers look for acidity, you know.
So Marco, in front of you, I can see a cow horn. Can you tell me a little bit about what you do with this cow horn?
Just a second, I will show you the famous horn that we use to prepare the 500 preparation. You know, actually, this is the horn of the cow, well, that we fill it with a manure. We dig it under the ground for at least the 6 months. And we after that we take it out. We pour it in some water, normally 50 liters every hectare of a vineyard, and we spread it on the ground. That help us to increase the fertility of the soil. Simply.
Let's take a little look of you doing this.
Over the horizon. Over the horizon.
In your vineyard, you also keep bees. We all know that bees need a chemical-free environment, so this is perfect for them. So can you tell me a little bit about the importance of bees on the vineyard?
Yeah, we are beekeepers too. We believe in the work of the bees that help us to control many other insects that cannot actually can ruin our grapes. And at the same time, we harvest not only the honey from the bees, but even propolis. We use propolis to treat the vines, because propolis is a natural antiseptic that can face many of disease of the vines, like mildew. So that's why we are beekeeper, and we have almost 30 hives from where we produce honey and propolis.
You also offer wine tours at your winery and also offer accommodation. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Actually, you know, Palazzo Ronconi, it's a palace. It's a building where I live inside Palazzo Ronconi. I have my own bed and breakfast with 8 rooms that I used to rent. And at the same time, in my winery, I have the restaurant and organize wine tours, so lunch and dinner. So come to visit me when you want. I will be glad to have you.
So it does look very, very tempting. So thank you very much, Marco. It's been lovely talking to you.
Welcome.
And I'll see you again
Me
soon.
too.
Take care.
Thank you very much. Bye bye to everyone.
Bye-bye.